What was that?
What was that, Paul?
Oh,
That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, hello everyone. I haven't seen anybody up on YouTube yet, but I assume they're coming along too. So, welcome everybody back to our Sunday night offering of astronomy outreach for July the 10th, the Sunday Night Astronomy Show.
Yay!
Yay!
There.
Yeah. Okay.
Slits now. I slits, but.
Okay, hey, my name is Chris Kerwin. I'm the creator of the social media channels known as Astronomy by the Bay, and I'm an amateur astronomer and a member of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. First of all, I'd like to, hey! We see people on YouTube.
don't do that when I got a mouthful of pop.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to welcome back my two regular co-hosts, fellow RAS member Mr. Paul Owen from the Moonshadow Observatory in beautiful Hampton, NB. Evening, Paul.
Hello.
He's this way for me. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell. Oh, just a sec.
Yeah.
I'll put it up.
No, he's this way then. Oh, God.
Okay.
These are all messed up on these two different screens.
And welcome back our other regular co-host, Mr. Mike Powell from the PFO Observatory here in St. John.
Oh,
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
That'd be me. Hey. Okay, y'all. On tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Astronomy Show, what are we going to talk about tonight? Standing under a night sky full of stars can be intimidating and confusing for beginning astronomers, for all of us actually, but it doesn't have to be. You can start by learning familiar shapes. Now, we're not talking about constellations, but the Big Dipper is a good place to start. Now, it's actually part of a larger constellation. The Big Dipper is not the constellation. The constellation is Ursa Major. But if we stick to the familiar shapes first, then we gradually learn the rest. So tonight in our discussion segment, we're going to reveal our top 12 asterisms, those shapes in the sky that are not constellations, but help us navigate our way to points of interest in our summer sky. So 4, 12.
9.
9? No, I think I said 12. You have to come up with 12 now, sorry.
Oh,
I said so. Yeah.
4 times 3 is.
Yeah, but it was 3. 9.
Yeah.
9?
I'll think
No,
about it.
he gave us an extra one. Maybe I have to
Yeah, I did, yeah. You didn't do your
Oh,
homework.
right. I didn't get the
You didn't do your
mail.
homework. Yeah.
He didn't get the memo.
Get the email. You got it now. Also tonight, Mike's going to give us another method to save some astronomy dollars in his Mike Guyver segment. And Binal Bud has promised to return again with another timely binocular target of the week.
Yay!
Paul will be delivering another interesting Rosanna's Fun Facts episode for us. And he has another idea to share in his astrophotography tip of the week as well.
It does.
It does. I'm going to offer you a quick view of what to look for in a night sky. It's really not a whole lot this week, but a few things to look at. And I'm going to have all of your wonderful photo submissions to share. And also, of course, we have a contest going on right now, and we're going to make our draw for our contest. So I have all of your wonderful photos to share from that as well. So we get another really busy show. So this is a family-friendly, interactive live broadcast. So for those of you who are joining us from my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, we're very happy to try to answer all of your astronomy questions here in real time as well. And of course, we'd like to welcome back all of those who have been joining us through the local Rogers TV network. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's get started then with tonight's program and our top 12 asterisms of the summer night sky. Watching from North Carolina. Hey, Missy. There's a lot of folks on here. Okay, who wants to take the go? I can go first, doesn't matter.
Sure.
All right, Sure. Why not?
Sure.
Sure, why not, he says. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, right here. So when we're talking about asterisms, let's take a look here, first of all, at the whole night sky. It can be a very confusing place. Lots of stuff going on there. This is just an image of overhead if you're laying on the ground, basically looking at in all directions. And we have lots of shapes here, lots of artwork as well. And these may not mean much to us, but some of them can be a little bit easier to locate, for instance, I'll say, and to understand what they are. So I'm not one against constellations at all. I think constellations are important to know, but I think for beginners, it's nice to be able to find shapes like the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, that kind of thing that help guide us away around our sky. So I had chosen a few tonight to take a look at, and mine are going to be these four right here. So if I was looking south tonight at 10:30 tonight, I would have Sagittarius, Scorpius off to the southeast and south, closer to the horizon. Then higher up, right above Scorpius, past Ophiuchus, I'd be into what's Hercules, the constellation of Hercules, and the constellation of Bootes off to the right. So these are the four highlighted in yellow that I'm going to take a look at tonight. Or we're going to take a look at with my little show here, I guess so. So if I was to look at, for instance, Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the archer, and Sagittarius really extends out past this area here. So this is that half man, half horse guy with a large bow and arrow, and he's shooting at the scorpion over here at Scorpius. But if you look a little closer, you can actually make out the shape of a teapot in here. So Sagittarius with all these other parts might be a little bit harder to understand, but if you look, and you'll actually see this shape of a teapot here in the Milky Way. Now, what they say is, here's the lid, here's the handle, here's the pot and the spout, and all that steam coming out is the Milky Way. But that's one thing that we call as an asterism. That's what an asterism is. It's a shape in the sky that we might be more familiar with. That might be part of a constellation or might be the whole constellation, but it's more familiar shape than, say, the shape of a half man, half horse. Off to the right of, or to the west, I'll call it, of Sagittarius, we find Scorpius, but that's also shaped like a fishhook. Now, this shows it fairly low, but I know there are times that we can see the whole of the fishhook here. But that's another asterism, so it's more like a shape of a fishhook. If you can't find the shape of Scorpius, the scorpion, look for the fishhook right beside the teapot. And that'll guide you, if you follow off the edge of the teapot, just about this distance right here, about the same distance as the spout is, you'll get to the center of the Milky Way. So that's two asterisms right there. If I was to go back to our map again, now I'm going to, here's Sagittarius and Scorpius, so we covered these two. And I'm going to go straight up from Scorpius now, right up beside Vega, and I'm going to run into the constellation of Hercules. But in Hercules, we have this shape called the keystone. And that's this oddball shape here, not quite a square. One side is longer than the other side. But we look for the shape of the keystone. Now it's actually upside down, Hercules, so you can see that he's upside down here. And he's got his foot actually on the head of Draco the dragon. But we would see him upside down in our part of the sky. But if you look for this keystone shape here, you're going to find a couple of things in this area. So when I look at the keystone, I look about a third of the way up here from the bottom, and I'll find what's called Messier 13, or the Hercules star clusters right in here. And take these two stars here, that distance there, and go just halfway up to make a triangle shape, and you'll find M92, which is another globular cluster. So finding the shape of the keystone is easier for me than finding the whole shape of the actual constellation. So that's the keystone in Hercules. And the next one over is Bootes, and Bootes looks more like a kite. So it does look like you're flying a kite there. So that's the shape of Bootes the herdsman. But it's actually, there are more stars to it. Not as many more, but there are a few more. But we can find the shape of a kite here. So we've got the teapot, we've got Scorpius, the fishhook. Go back here again now. The teapot, the Scorpius, the fishhook. I've got the keystone of Hercules and the kite shape of Bootes. And at the bottom of the kite is Arcturus. That's a bright star Arcturus right there. So that's my little bit. I'm going to drop out of this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop presenting. So yeah, I mean, it does make them a little bit more familiar, right? They're more, I'll say, more modern objects or something that people might relate. I mean, the Big Dipper is the Big Dipper. It's also the plow. It's also called other things, the chariot. And
Oh, yeah.
but I'm going to let Mike carry on with that part.
My part?
So yes, you're up next.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to share my screen if I can figure out how to do this here. Fire this over here. Present.
Renat says for you it might be a Tim's cup. It might be it might be a Tim's cup, Renat, for sure.
Well, in this section of the sky tonight, it's actually not. I don't know. Can you see my screen there?
Yep,
Yep.
you can. Yep.
So I'm going to use stellarium here, and I just want to, if you look over this side, there's the north, due north, and over here is east. So that whole section of the sky, and what I'm looking at is right at midnight. Okay, because if it was earlier than midnight, some of what I'm going to be showing you hasn't risen yet. But this stuff is starting to rise and come up at midnight, and easy to see. You can look up there if naked eye, you can see Andromeda if you were in dark skies, and there it is. What I'm going to pull up first is the constellation lines. And like Chris was talking about with Hercules, you see Pegasus. Well, I don't look and see all of these lines connected to Pegasus. I see the great square of Pegasus when I'm looking around. So to me, that's Pegasus. You know, when I'm trying to find my way around the night sky, I can look up, see that big square, and go, that's Pegasus. If I want to find Andromeda, I know to come over 2 stars and up 2 stars, and there's Andromeda. Same with Cassiopeia. When I look, I see a W or an M in some people's cases, but I see a W. So they say it looks like a chair. I don't see a chair. Maybe, yeah, guess, could be, but I see a W. So to me, when I'm looking up for Cassiopeia, I look for the W. Up here, when I put the names on, is what's that, Cephas? And yeah, it's a house.
Exactly.
Simple as that. It's a sideways house. I mean, I don't know what the constellation art shows it as, a person with a stick. I don't see a person with a stick. I see a house laying on its side. So, you know, that to me is how I look at the constellations. Yes, I suppose you could use it as an asterism, but if I was to look at asterisms alone, and I'll pull up just those, in this area between north and east at midnight is some really cool stuff. Again, there's the great square of Pegasus. Now, you're not going to see that in binoculars, but you'll see it naked eye. Here's one that I never looked at, but I came across called the 7 stars in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's pretty cool. I'm going to go look for that one myself with the naked eye and see if I can catch them all. But there's a binocular target in here that I've showed you on a Bino Bud, which is called Frederick's Glory. And this at one time actually used to be a constellation. But they took it out. Why? I have no idea. But it was an actual constellation, and they took it out of the system. So Frederick's Glory is now an asterism and not a constellation. How's that? So you could have constellations that were, or asterisms that were constellations, and so on and so forth. Another one that's in this area, just a little bit east from north, Kimball's Kite. If you look up here, and it looks like a kite. And in a binocular field of view, whoops, let me pick a star here. Put this one in the center. It looks like a kite. Hands down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like Booties looks like a kite. Well, Kimball's Kite looks like a kite, and that's the name. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll zoom out. And another neat one that's great in binoculars is this Kimball's Cascade. If you've never seen it, great in binoculars, great in small scopes. It's just a cascading line of stars, and they're all grouped together. And in a pair of binoculars, whoops, better pick a star. There we go. You can see the line perfectly. So it's a neat little asterism within the the night sky over between the north and the east at midnight. Excuse me, smoker's cough. I gotta quit smoking, but I can't because I love it too much. Anyway, that's what you'll find in the area between north and east at midnight. There.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Ah,
Okay. That covers another part of the sky. So there we've covered 12, I guess. No, see, 12
south,
could be easy.
northeast.
South, northeast. We're going to leave the rest of it up to Paul now.
All right.
Paul's got the big
Okay.
one. Yeah.
So what I'm going to cover tonight is also in the. Actually, it's up earlier than the stuff Mike was talking about, and it comes up with the Milky Way. And what I'm going to cover is I'm just going to actually put some pictures up here so you can actually see the sky. So if you were to look north, of course you're going to find Ursa Minor, which is the Little Dipper, and it looks like a Little Dipper, of course. And the very end of the Little Dipper, that's the North Star. So if you find that, you know you're looking north. So then all you got to do is look to your right, and then you're looking towards east and south. So where I'm going to cover tonight is what they call the summer triangle. Now, what the summer triangle is, it is three alpha stars from three constellations. Deneb, which would be the alpha star for Cygnus, Vega, which is the alpha star for Lyra, and Altair, which is the alpha star for Aquila. So if I type in search window, and I just type in Southern Summer Triangle, there it is. So now you can see, and I'm going to take all this other stuff off because this is confusing to look at. Give me a sec here. So I'm going to take this off, and this off. And there is your summer triangle up there. So when you're looking at the sky, you're going to find that Milky Way, and then you're going to look for Deneb, Vega, and Altair. And once you see this once, you will never unsee it because it's the three main stars in that part of the sky. They are the three brightest stars in that part of the sky. So, so that is the summer triangle. So does it look like a triangle? It sure does. So when you're looking up, you're not going to see that though. You're going to see something else. I'm going to show you what you're going to see that is more recognizable. And what you're going to see is called the Northern Cross. Now the Northern Cross, in fact, looks just like a cross, and that's exactly how it looks. Now you remember that star Deneb, that was in the constellation Cygnus, the Swan. Well, that alpha star is also a portion of the Northern Cross. So the whole constellation, when you look at Cygnus, it looks like a swan. This would be his tail. This would be his head, and then basically he would be flying that way. But when you look at the actual the cross portion, just the Northern Cross, that's what you're going to see, and that is more predominant in what you do see. Now, what I also included here was if you've ever looked through a TELRAD, which a lot of people have if you have a telescope, it's just a simple device that's got some circles on it that gives you an idea how big a part of the sky that you're looking at is. So if I zoom in on this, you can see that circle. And that circle in the middle represents a half a degree. The circle here represents 2 degrees, and the bigger circle represents 4 degrees, to give you an idea of what you're looking at. So, for example, if you looked at Deneb and put the edge of the circle right on the star, you could actually encompass the North American Nebula, the Pelican Nebula. If you do the same thing with Sidar, which is the next star in the Northern Cross, put it right over the star, then that 4 degrees covers the whole butterfly nebula area in Sidar. And anyway, so that gives you an idea how big this Northern Cross is. It's quite big because the moon fits in that little circle in the middle. So that's how big the moon would be compared to everything else. So this is an actual good portion of the sky. So that would be the summer triangle, the Northern Cross. The next one I want to show you is the coat hanger. And by golly, it looks just like a coat hanger. You know, so I don't think we need to change the name of this one. Now, the coat hanger lies in the constellation of Vulpecula, and I'm going to show you, at least I'm going to try to show you the constellation boundaries, because what happens is a lot of these constellations are only 2 or 3 or 4 stars. Let me just get rid of that circle. There we go. So I don't know if you can see the red line or not, but there's red line squares here, and what those red lines represent are the sections of the sky that belong to a constellation. So the coat hanger is well within the boundaries of Vulpecula. So if you look up for your summer triangle, let's put that back on for a second. Search window, summer triangle. There we go. And so now we know the Northern Cross is in that summer triangle. And when we go down to here, staying on the line of that summer triangle, because if you find the summer triangle, you're going to find all these things because they all fit right inside. There is the coat hanger. So all you need to do is look for Lyra in Vega and look for Altair. And about 1/3 of the way up, there's your coat hanger. So that looks like a coat hanger. That looks like a triangle, although you have to visualize the triangle with the 3 stars. But that certainly looks like a Northern Cross. And finally, there is a little one in there called, and let me just see if I can make it come up through here. There it is right there. And it is called the Mini Cassiopeia. So the one that Mike showed you that looked like an M or a W, depending on the time of the year that it is and where it's at in the sky, looks just like an M or a W. So if you're looking for this one, just look for that little, either 2 little mountains or 2 valleys, depending on which side that you're looking at. And that fits right in there. And as you can see, if I put my Telrad back on, the Telrad, again, fits that easily within the 4 degrees. So each one of these targets, except for the Northern Cross, will kind of fit right in well within a 4-degree area of the sky. So if you do have a Telrad on your system, if you're pointing in the direction of these stars, you know exactly how much is going to fit into your telescope if you know your eyepieces and so on. So those are my 4. So that would be the triangle, the Northern Cross, Mini Cassiopeia. Oh, there's one more that Chris wanted me to do, and that is this one. Just outside of the triangle is a constellation called Delphinus, and I'm going to show you that constellation. There it is there. So if you're looking up in the sky and you're looking at the Northern Cross, I'm going to get rid of the triangle here. Let's just go Northern Cross for a second. Search window. Oops, sorry. Northern Cross. There we go. And so as soon as you see the Northern Cross, Delphinus is always just below it. It's sort of like between the wing and the neck, and just go right down here. Or if you're looking at the triangle, it's right off to the left of Altair. And it's called Delphinus because it looks like a dolphin. Let me see if I can get that to show up for you.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So it looks like a dolphin. So thus the name Delphinus. But the asterism that's in there, and to be honest with you, you'll see this asterism constellation more than you'll see this other one. This one called where the heck is it?
Job's coffin.
Job's coffin. So what Job's coffin is just the 4 stars within this portion of Delphinus. And again, that fits well within that 4-degree of your Telrad if you're looking through one. So that's it. So that's Job's coffin. I don't know. I guess it looks like a coffin. I guess if you're thinking Dracula, long and triangular shaped coffin, I guess it would look like that. But if you're looking in the sky truly, you'll see all of these stars in the form of the dolphin. And it really looks like a dolphin to me. That's what I see.
Delphinius.
Delphinius.
However you want to term it. Correct.
That's not. See, we call it Delphinius. Yeah.
Yeah, we can make up our own.
Yep, we can.
Yeah, we make up our own.
Anyway, so those are the ones that you'll see early on and this time of the year. These are the summer jewels of the night sky.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, so asterisms, I mean, for me, they've always been easier because I've always kind of started when I was a kid, always looked for the Big Dipper, right? Oh, don't yet. yeah, asterisms for me were always a nice target because we had the Big Dipper, and I could never find Little Dipper, but I guess I was never really in dark enough skies. But where I grew up in a peninsula, Kingston Peninsula, in the summer times, they were dark enough up there. I just didn't know what I was looking at, but I could always find the Big Dipper easy enough. But now finding the Great Square of Pegasus and finding the teapot of Sagittarius, the fishhook, Job's coffin, the summer triangle, they all stand out pretty easily now. And they're great for us for outreach. Like if we're showing somebody something in the night sky, it's easier to show them the summer triangle than it is to show them, the whole shape of Sagittarius, for instance, right? So when I look at Sagittarius, I can't not see the teapot now. I have to. That's what I see all the time, right? But yeah, they're just there's elementary ways of finding your way around the sky, and then from there, yes, step up to the constellations and what they really are, the larger shapes. But hopefully that gets you a little bit of a start to looking around and enjoying our summer sky at least. Okay, we'll move on from that then. How about a Bino Bud next?
Bino Bud. Where's my music? Dun, 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 dun.
Bino Bud.
You know,
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Bino
Bud. Hey!
Hey, I can't take away from Rosanna. That's the best. Alrighty. Binocular target of the week this week by Bino Bud is, and this is a kind of a funny one, IC 4756, which is Graph's cluster, and then GC 6633, which is the Captain Hook cluster.
Hey.
And what's so special about that? It's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I'll probably get copyright infringement on this one, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So
It's all
I see.
educational.
What's that?
It's all educational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IC 4756 is a large, bright, open cluster in the constellation Serpines, known as Graph's cluster. It's bright enough to be seen with the naked eye and considered a fine cluster for binoculars or small telescopes. IC 4756 is also known as Tweedledee cluster, paired with, in GC 6633, as Tweedledum, also known as the Secret Garden cluster. NGC 6633 is a large, bright, open cluster in the constellation of Fucus and bright enough to be seen with the naked eye. The cluster is also considered to be a fine object for binoculars or small telescopes. So how do I find it in the sky? Well, if you can find the top star in Ophiuchus up here, and over here find where Paul was looking at the summer triangle, you have Altair. Come down from Altair and equivalent to the center star, draw a line between the two, and it's halfway across. You can't miss it. You just scan the sky from one side to the other, and you're going to hit this area. It's 170 degrees south-southeast at midnight. And what will you see? There's a cluster here and a cluster here. And they actually stand out pretty good. In 10 by 50 binoculars, look at these two clusters in a binocular field of view.
Nice, eh? Yeah.
They are incredible. They will stand out and jump right out in your binoculars, no problem whatsoever. Compared to the full moon, wow, each one's got to be at least 3 full moons on each one. They're really good size. They really stand out. And it's really interesting to look at and say, you know something? I've seen Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And mine is 2 inches bigger. And that's Binocular Target of the Week by Bino Bud.
Awesome.
And we're talking aperture.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. Always. Yeah, I mean, another great binocular target and that would really show up just like the double cluster, right?
Oh, yeah, nice big time. Actually, I think it shows up better.
Yeah, okay.
There are 2 brighter and tighter clusters, yeah.
Nice.
But there's so many stars in that area, too, because that's the center of the Milky Way. But
right.
They do stand out as 2 nice clusters in there.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, so much to see there. Okay, Paul, I guess we're going to be up with the Astro Tip of the Week next.
All right.
Just watching for questions, too. If you folks have questions on here on YouTube and Facebook, just go ahead and post them. I'm watching both screens here as they're coming back to us. So.
Okay, I've got to figure out. Just give me a sec here. I wasn't ready for that. I was ready for something else, but that's okay.
Paul's Astro Tip.
All right. So let me see if I can share my screen. Hopefully this will work. We'll see. Your entire screen.
We'll see.
There it is. Okay, share. Okay, so what I'm going to show you this week is really, really simple. A lot of people are out taking pictures of the moon. The moon's probably the most popular thing in the world, the most photographed thing, I dare say. So I wanted to give some people a little heads up on a very simple way to take some images and stack them together. The reason for stacking your images, of course, is to give you some clarity, because you want to start getting rid of some of the noise that you get on your pictures when you take them. So if you only take one picture, there's a certain amount of noise you got to deal with. But if you take a series of pictures and stack them together, the noise becomes less and the signal becomes more, and you'll have a much clearer picture to work with. So when you take a picture of a moon, if you've got a long focal length telescope, or telephoto lens on your camera, 300 millimeters or longer, you can shoot the moon with that. So you don't really need to go out and spend gazillion dollars on a telescope. As long as you got a 300 millimeter or longer lens on your camera, you can do it. So what you would do, put your scope, your camera on your tripod, aim it at the moon, and put your camera on burst and just blast off, say 6 or 8 or 10 photographs all in a row. Once you got to stabilize and set up, and then you'll have your images. Once you've got your images, all you're going to do is you're going to throw them into Photoshop, just like you see here with all these images. That's what these are. Each one is an individual picture of this moon that I took. So how you put these all together is so simple. It's just like this. You would simply go to your file, you go to scripts, and you go to where it says load files into stack. Doesn't get any simpler than that. I'll do it again. Go to file, go to scripts, load files into stack. Click on it, and then you're going to get this little box that's going to show up. In the box, the first thing you want to check on the bottom is where it says create smart object after loading layers. Make sure you click that so you get your item. Then all you're going to do is go to open, add open files, click on it. All your files are going to show up here, and simply highlight each one by clicking on the top. Go to the bottom, hold your shift key down, click on it. That selects all of your files. And the only thing you have to do now is press OK. And now it's just going to simply go through, and it's going to throw all of those images together. It's going to line them all up, and it's going to give us a smart object, which is the copy of the moon with each and every one of those pictures blended together. And at the very end, when it's all said and done, you can see now my layers have turned to one image. There's my one image. That's my smart object. It's now stacked, and I'm ready to shake it or bake it or do whatever I want with it. Put it in your favorite processing software and have at it, and just have a ball going ahead and processing that image. So it's just that simple. Again, file, scripts, load files into stack. Once you've got the little box that shows up, simply make sure you click on Create Smart Object, add your open files, ignore that, go ahead and select all of your files so you can get them all in there, hit the old OK button, and again, see how fast I did that twice already in less than a minute. And there we're going to have in just a few seconds, oh, there it is already. We've got our image. So there you go. So it's just that simple, folks. Take a bunch of moon shots, make sure that your camera is stable. You have at least a 300 millimeter focal length so that you can get at least a reasonable size moon on your camera. Take those images, pop them into Photoshop, and do this process, and you'll have a much nicer moon image to play with. And that's my astrophotography tip of the week.
That's a great tip, Paul. That's a great tip.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. It's that easy for you, but for the rest of us, we could go back and review that video a dozen times. I would.
And it's
Well,
stacked.
considering all the other stuff that you try to do with PIPP or auto stack or everything else, that is the simplest way to do a moon stack.
Like I said, it's all about the stacking. That makes
is.
all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Amazing
Yeah.
difference there. Yeah, some of your photos you've been putting up lately, Paul, with the moon, and it's just amazing. Okay, Renat says, thank you, Paul, stacking explained, but she did have a question here. What can you recommend for reorienting if you try but get confused and can't make out any detail anymore? Well, the best thing really is to stop. Like, I can eat an elephant one bite at a time. That's one person said to me one time, right? So, and it's true, because the whole sky becomes overwhelming. But if you just concentrate on looking at one part of the sky and say, okay, I can find the Big Dipper, if that's what we're talking about here. I can find the Big Dipper, look for the Little Dipper, start there. consider yourself, pat yourself in the back, say, I found those two tonight, and then go out and look for other parts of the sky that are, so if you're going to be looking south, just concentrate on south, period, nothing else. And you've got lots of time because the sky doesn't change over our lifetime, so don't worry about trying to cram it all in quickly because we get lots of clear nights. Well,
Where are you from?
yeah, where am I from? You might just get to start to learn the summer ones, and all of a sudden it's fall because you haven't got enough clear nights. But I would say like that's the best way for me. Take a pair of binoculars, get out, and just spend some time under the night sky. You will pick it up. It will come easier the more times that you spend out there for sure. Okay, let's go from there. Then I'm going to go to a what's up, I guess, next. Let's see if I can get that brought up here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it's gone up the wrong
What's
screen.
up?
The wrong screen again. Here we go. What's up in space? Okay, poor Rosanna. Okay, let me let me share my screen here. One of them nights. Okay, so we just got a few things to show this week, and I'm going to go from beginning here. Probably a good spot to start. There. Okay, well, this week in space. Hey, look at that thing.
Hey,
That's what the excitement's all about this week. This is what it's all about. Okay, but first of all, we're going to take a look at this. So tonight, though, the gibbous moon greets Antares. Now, Antares is in that fish hook we talked about earlier. There's the fish hook right there of Scorpius. In Scorpius, there's the heart of the scorpion right there, that red star Antares. So tonight our moon greets the red giant star Antares in Scorpius. At about 550 light years away from Earth, Antares is one of the largest known stars. Now, several hundred times the diameter of the sun and 10,000 times the sun's luminosity. Actually, if Antares is close to the end of its life and will end its life as a supernova explosion. Now, it would be a spectacular event from here on Earth if we were around to witness it, but well, you probably won't be. But anyway, it's a red giant star at the end of its life, huge in size, 10,000 times the sun's luminosity and several hundred times the diameter. So it's easy to pick out a reddish-orange star right there just below the waxing gibbous moon tonight.
Oh, just to let you know too, Chris, it is exactly 4 degrees from Antares.
Oh.
So because it's set that far apart, you should be able, if you want to take a picture of it, be able to capture the moon and
Antares.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah, and they'll both fit together in the field of view of binoculars too. It's the regular 10 by 50 binoculars. So, so that nice little target right there. The moon acts as a guide a lot of time for other targets in the sky. Okay. The big exciting day, here it comes. Tuesday, July the 12th, the first images from the James Webb Space Telescope, that $10 billion telescope that we sent up that's 1 million miles away from Earth right now, orbiting way out there at a Lagrange point. This is the day we waited for. NASA will be releasing the first 5 images from the James Webb Space Telescope. Now, the list of images will be of, number 1, the Carina Nebula, which is a huge nebula in the southern hemisphere. Like the Ring Nebula or the Orion Nebula. It's a large area of dust and gas that is a stellar birthplace, really. It's a nursery where stars are being formed. The Southern Ring Nebula, I haven't heard of the Southern Ring Nebula, but the Ring Nebula on our part of the hemisphere is beautiful too through a telescope. So that's, in our case, it's an exploded star, or it's a star that actually didn't explode, but it gave off all of its outer layers, similar to what our sun will do when it ends its life. So that's going to be fantastic. A gas planet, WASP-96b. So that's supposed to be larger than Jupiter, but I'm really curious as to what they're going to reveal with this gas giant. Are they going to reveal like the atmosphere of the planet, or I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what they can reveal there. Stephan's Quintet, you guys know that one, right?
Yep.
Paul, you've photographed that before.
Yep. So
I can't imagine what Webb is going to release with that image. I know Hubble did an amazing job with it. And the imagery for SMACS 0723, which is like a Hubble deep field view. So Hubble stared at one spot in the sky for 96 hours, and it revealed this picture with 10,000 galaxies in the spot where there wasn't supposed to be anything. The image that was released just the other day of Webb showed just what the view was through just a small finder scope, basically on a larger telescope, and it had hundreds of galaxies in that small field of view. So you can imagine what this large telescope is going to reveal. And apparently, a few of the scientists and engineers that have been involved with Webb almost since the beginning, about 20 years ago now, when they first saw these photographs, they actually cried. So that would be they broke down and cried apparently from the views that
They're
they
blurry.
saw. Yeah, they're blurry. Yeah, they forgot to take off the lens cap. Anyway, the release time is scheduled for 11:30 a.m. On NASA Live on our time. Now, somebody did talk about the January 6th meetings are going on, but this is NASA Live on their own channel, on their YouTube channel, so I wouldn't expect it would be any interference there. And it's going to be released all through their social media channels as well. So look forward to that on Wednesday, and that's just the start of what we're going to learn about the universe coming up. It is really the next step in learning about the universe for sure. Now, Wednesday, July 13th, the next supermoon of the year. Well, when the full moon or new moon occurs near the moon's closest approach to Earth, it's perigee. It's often called the supermoon. I took that picture from Fort Howe. That's actually the cathedral church there, and the moon coming up beside it. Our next supermoon, the super buck moon, the second of 3 supermoons this year, occurs on Wednesday evening. Now, the moon actually turns full at 3:37 p.m. Atlantic time. So by the time it rises, it will already be past full. But it will still look as full, just especially as it rises over the southeast horizon. Now, moonrise for us in the Maritimes is about 9:46 p.m., so that's quite late for a full moonrise. But sunset now isn't about till 9:15 or so, so it'll be just about half hour after sunset. So we'll still get a beautiful view coming up. You'll still have some glow of the evening there in the moon, big beautiful moon rising in the southeast. So watch for that on Wednesday night. Friday, we've got this kind of thing. This is kind of neat. Every once in a while, you get a chance to see a shadow of moon on Jupiter. Excuse me. Jupiter has 4 large moons. It has 79 moons altogether, but 4 of the large ones are called the Galilean moons. Those are the 4 that were discovered by Galileo back in 1610 when he pointed his little tiny telescope towards Jupiter and saw these 4 little stars around it. Anyway, every once in a while, depending on their orbit and depending how we line up with Jupiter, one of the moons will pass in front of the planet. We call that a transit. And when its shadow actually gets cast onto Jupiter, we call it a shadow transit. So in this case, Io's shadow is going to be passing across the face of Jupiter. Now this is from 3:52 on Friday until 6:07. So by 6:07, daylight is already here because daylight's up around 5:30, right? So we're going to be in the daylight there. But if you had a telescope, you could still pick it up. So looking at Jupiter through a telescope is fascinating, but it gets even better when you see a shadow transit. Early Friday morning, look for Jupiter's little moon, Io, as its shadow transits across the face of the giant planet. And there's the times again. So keep an eye out for that on Friday morning. Sometimes you'll get a double shadow transit. 2 moons will pass by and you'll have 2 shadows on Jupiter, but it does happen quite often actually. But this is nice when you catch it in the morning sky like this. Friday and Saturday, July the 15th and 16th, our moon greets Saturn. Now, we've got our morning planets still lined up here in the morning sky. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn all lined up. Mercury's out of the way now. Mercury's going into superior conjunction, so it's going to be behind the sun from our point of view. So it's very, very difficult to get Mercury if you can get it at all right now. And the planets are actually spreading out farther in the sky too. But on next Friday and Saturday, before sunrise, look for our waning gibbous moon as it greets the Ring Beauty Saturn. Now, the day before, the moon is over here, closer to on the right-hand side, I'll say, the lower right of Saturn. And this is it on the 16th. Now, the moon will continue to visit the remaining planets over the next few days. Jupiter on the 19th and the 20th, Mars on the 21st and 22nd, and a very slim crescent visits Venus on the 26th. Now, the planets continue to drift apart farther each day as Jupiter and Saturn become our prime evening targets now. So they're coming up in our evening sky. Saturn's up about 11, a little bit after 11 right now. Jupiter comes up just after 12, but they rise about 4 minutes earlier each night. So as the nights go on, we'll have them up all night long very soon. And we have a nice number of ISS passes over the next week or so. Here's some of the brighter ones, I'll call them. So this is from St. John. If you go to heavens-above.com, you can actually type in your address up in the top right hand, or I'm sorry, in the as you go through the page, you'll look and you'll see an update page. It'll ask you for your location. Put your location in, then click update, and then you'll get this list of things when you click on the links that you want to go to. So this one is a link for ISS, or you can go to Spot the Station from NASA. They have an app as well. So enjoy the International Space Station all week, as it makes a large number of passes over our area, both in the morning and evening sky. The chart on the right is from the site heavens-above.com. It lists the passes in brightness, with the lower numbers being the brighter passes. Now, to find out when it's passing over your area, simply visit the site, as I mentioned. To the drop-down menu, choose ISS, and then you can get the information from several apps, including NASA called Spot the Station. Wednesday, July 13th evening presents the brightest pass of the week. Now, the next slide shows its path across the sky in the ground track, but you can see here there's a minus 2.4, minus 2.1, minus 1.5. There's one at 23:49. The next two are later, right? About an hour later, an hour a minute. So it takes about 90 minutes for it to travel around the Earth. So that's the difference in time here. But here's the pass at minus 3.3. So the lower number, the brighter. There we are on the 13th at minus 3.9. So it hits 10 degrees altitude. It's up 89 degrees at its highest point, and then it's back at 10 degrees again. So it takes from 22:56 to 23:03. So roughly 7 minutes to go across the sky, and it tells you the directions and everything. Let's have a look at what. So if I clicked on that from that page, here's what I would see. No, not that one. Try this one. Here we are. This is what we see. So there's the path of the ISS going across the sky. Here's Draco the Dragon. Here's the Big Dipper. So it gives you a rough idea where it's going to pass. It's almost straight overhead. And here's the ground track of it passing by us. So at 22:52, I'm not sure where that is. Maybe over New York City, and then by 23:03 off the coast of Newfoundland. So it travels pretty quickly, 8 kilometers a second. So that's what we would see going over us. At nice bright too. When it's straight overhead, it's really the brightest. So watch for that this week. Comet C2017 K2 Pan-STARRS. There's been a lot of talk about Pan-STARRS. This particular comet. On Thursday, it makes its closest approach to Earth, close in astronomical terms only. The comet sits in Ophiuchus, I call it, or Ophiuchus, right now. And on Thursday, it will be about 270 million kilometers from Earth. Now, with a fairly bright moon in the sky, though, right now, and the comet showing signs of staying around magnitude 9. Now, magnitude 6 is about the dimmest star that we can pick out in the sky. So if you're outside in a dark sky site, you're looking up at stars, the lowest magnitude you can pick up is magnitude 6. We may not get much of a view from this one unless it's expected to unexpectedly starts to brighten a lot. Still, if you haven't seen one through a telescope, you may want to check it out. Just a few days after the full moon would be best, because the full moon would be coming up later. But there's about the approximate location where it's going to be. Now, somebody did mention how best to photograph it. Paul, what would you suggest if you were to pick out that target?
You're going to have to do a long exposure for sure.
Right. Okay.
And so if you've got if you're going to need a good sized telescope, really.
Yeah.
You can get it with a camera, but I don't know how bright it's going to be. Does it say? Did you say how?
Mag 9.
Mag 9. That's okay. Yeah. If you have like a small telescope, it will come out really, really nicely.
Yeah.
Or if you got a good telephoto lens on your camera,
yeah,
it'll come out pretty nice. Depending on how much you want to see, you might just want to see a little kind of blue dab in it. That will be a shorter length lens on your camera. But if you've got a telephoto, you'll be able to get a little better look at it.
Okay. Well, let's hope for the best there. I mean, it is at its closest approach, but it's not great like the comet was last year or any of the larger ones that have come through. I think this one's, well, it's almost kind of coming at us, I think, too. So there's not a long tail after it, what I've seen from photos anyway. So.
What one did you get? Mike, you shot one the other night.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if that was it.
K2 Pan-STARRS?
I did, but I just can't find it.
But do you remember what you used to get it?
Well, I was using my Orion 110 millimeter scope.
Yeah.
And my ZWO 294 camera. And I took, I think it was 30 1-minute exposures and then stacked them to get it.
Yeah, so that was 735 millimeters?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, we did already talk about that, so I always like to go back to this as well. Lisa's Lookup, Astronomy and More. You can find Lisa at Ruby Moonbeams on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Lisa puts out this chart every month. These are the best objects to look for in the night sky over the next month. So she lists the event that's happening here, including the Perseid meteor shower coming up, then the dates, and then she picks the peak times, when's the best time to view those particular events, and then she offers a naked eye view, a binocular, or a telescope. Which one do you need to actually view the target? So she lists all that on her page. You can go to @RubyMoonbeams on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and she has lots of great information on that page. And from there also, of course, we have our St. John Astronomy Club, or the rask.ca, which is what we're part of too, the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, the New Brunswick chapter. And they put out this calendar every month, which is the June-July calendar in this case. We're a little bit late here. I guess I should have brought up the July-August calendar, but it does list all the events that are happening throughout that month. So there is a July-August one now up on the page on sjastronomy.ca. So you can find it right there. And that's about all for this week.
I found that photograph.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I'll just share my screen here.
Okay.
I believe it's this one. This is K2 Pan-STARR there.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. Yep. So a little bit of a tail there, Mike.
Ever so slight, yeah. I suppose if I processed it more, I might get a little more out of it. But
right.
And the other part was, it almost looks like there's a double head. See how?
Yeah. So maybe.
So it might be breaking up. I don't know.
Well, they say comets are like cats. They have long tails and they do what they want.
Yeah.
I think David Levy said that once, so it does make sense too. But yeah, I mean, all we can do is really just wait and see what happens with this comet and any others that are coming through. I guess we really don't know. It's going to be at its closest approach, but it still has to go out past the sun too yet. So we might have an opportunity that might brighten up, depending on how far out this one came from and how many times it's actually passed around the sun already. So we'll have to wait and see with this one. Still nice to know that they're out there, though. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Let's go from there to how about a Mike Guyver next?
Mike Guyver. Where did I put him?
We're going to run a little bit long here tonight, folks, just to let you know.
Well, this is a pretty quick one anyway.
That's okay.
Oh, Mike Guyver, tip of the week this week. Want to learn how to make a battery pack? Well, commercial battery packs, when you go out to buy them for your telescope or gear, I'm serious. They can be anywhere from $200, $300 or more, depending on what you get for a battery pack. But as we say, no worries. We can do it for less. We're going to make our own. So what do you need? Well, you need an ammo box or a tackle box, which you can find at Canadian Tire or Princess Auto. You need a 12-volt battery. Those you can pick up at places like, Clear Power Solutions, or you can actually pick them up at Princess Auto, or anybody that sells you batteries for your lawnmower starter. It's the same type of battery, believe it or not. They're all 12-volt. You need a little bit of Velcro. You need a switch and what I call a cigarette lighter plug. Some solder, if you know how to use one, or a soldering pencil, and about 40 minutes of your time, and you can make yourself a battery pack. It's pretty quick. So, first thing you do, I put Velcro on the bottom of the battery box, or my ammo box, and I put Velcro on the bottom of the battery. When I stick the battery in the box, she don't move. So that keeps it from sliding around and banging. You drill the holes for the switches. 1, 2, 3 holes for the switches, and 1 for a light, because I put a light in there. You mount the switches into the and plugs into the box, which is pretty simple. Solder the wires, and I'm going to show you the schematic when I say as per schematic, and then basically test it and see if it works. And in my case, it did. Here's a simple circuit. Start with a 12-volt battery, run a wire off the positive to one side of a switch, and there's a simple rocker switch. Come off the other side of the switch to the side of a light, which is the positive. Then go from the ground to the light over into a cigarette plug on one side, come out of the other side, and put it onto the negative side of your battery. The simplest circuit in the world, literally. There's not much easier you can get than that. And there's your power pack. There's a cigarette lighter plug. I plugged my power supply into it just to make sure. I don't use fuses for the simple fact that everything I'm plugging into it is a fusible link inside it. So I don't worry about fuses in my battery pack. You can see when I turn the switch on, the red LED light comes on, tells me I got power. That's my switch to turn it on and off. And in my case, I just basically wired another jack that I plug in and it's a 2.1 millimeter jack that the same as your telescope plug in, and I've got it set up directly to the battery so I can plug a charger into it and trickle charge it when I'm not using it. And you can see there, I turned it on, I got 12.2 volts. I never even charged the battery yet. And the proof is in the picture. There's my C6 running off my battery pack. It works.
So, two questions for you. Right? I'm sure there's people thinking about these.
Yeah.
The first one is depending on the battery you buy, how long a life would you get between charges?
Well, the average one runs anywhere from 7 amp hour to, say, 12 amp hour. And this 7 amp hour one that I have in this box, I charged it once at the beginning of the summer, and it ran my scope, only my scope. I didn't hook any dew heaters or anything else to it, but it ran my scope all summer long.
And then the next question is, to know how much voltage you have, you can put a little voltage meter, digital meter in it, build right into it, can you?
If you wanted to, but that's going to draw power all the time.
Yeah.
I have one that just plugs into the cigarette lighter and tells me what the voltage is, and I can pop it back out. And that way it's not, drawing voltage to run that meter the whole time.
Yeah, I guess the reason I'm asking the question is just that if you put it all together and then you didn't know how much power was in it, how do you know how much power you got before you take it out, on your 5-hour drive to Mount Carlton at the end of the month for the Rash Star Party?
In my case, like I said, I've got a battery that plugs into the cigarette lighter and tells me the voltage. Or you can just take any multimeter, simple multimeter, and touch it on both the positive and negative, and it'll tell you what the voltage is. So.
Perfect.
So Winston's on here. Winston was down at the beach with me last night, and we were going through his telescope, and we were talking about battery packs. And I said, I think Mike's going to be doing a talk about battery packs tonight on the show. So he's on here tonight. So Winston, if you want more information, just let us know. But you can also go back to this video. It's actually being recorded for Facebook, and it's recorded for YouTube. So you can go back and pick it up from there, and just slowly go through it. And it is they are very simple to set up, and they're great. They save you a lot of money. Yep. Okay, thanks, Mike. Great MacGyver. Paul's going to give us a Rosanna's fun facts, I guess, next. And then we're going to go. Now it's time, Paul. Now it's time.
Are we going to do it this time?
Let's do it that time.
All right, let me just see if I can share my entire screen. Get everything all set up here first. Okay, click on that one, press this, and say, this is.
There you go.
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Hey. Well, welcome back, Rosanna, with another one of her wonderful fun facts. And I hope you don't mind we're using music tonight. Just because it's fun. Yeah. All right, well, let's get down to it. So Rosanna writes, hi, Paul. On July 12th, NASA will release the first space snapshots from the James Webb Telescope. And now that the internet is back to the world, we can all hopefully continue happily waiting for it. Meanwhile, back on the ranch being Mars, Perseverance has reached a different kind of ground scientists are excited about. And in fact, they imaged it, so you can see right there. So the NASA rover just reached a patch of sedimentary rock, which forms when layers of mud, silt, and sand gradually compress into a solid form. If ever there was life on Mars, this is one of the most likely places to find evidence of microscopic fossils. Perseverance will analyze one or more rocks in this area, perhaps catching some in simple tubes for a future mission, return to Earth. Now, back on Earth, a mystery in the world's driest non-polar desert, the Atacama of North Chile, has a celestial solution. Wedged between the Pacific Ocean and the Andes Mountains, the Atacama Desert, a land of dry air, has a bit of Mars-like look to it. The special spot on our planet boasts fields of geysers and salt flats punctured by flamingos in lagoons. It also boasts some of the most amazing night sky viewing constellations. I'm going to make that bigger. There we go.
Wow.
Isn't that something? Look at that.
Love that kind of
Incredible.
stuff.
Incredible. Yeah.
In addition to the fantastic night sky viewing, I'll show you another shot of the same area. Look at that for a Milky Way.
Wow.
Wow, eh? In addition to the fantastic night sky viewing, tourists and researchers in the daytime have found a unique glassy black rocks scattered across the northern Atacama. Now, these rocks have long baffled geologists until a study in 2021 pinpointed identical meteoritic grains, meaning comet minerals, actually. Combined with other variables, the study's authors concluded that a near-Earth comet likely exploded at low altitude, raining down fiery minerals that melted sand across the desert. Wow.
Tektites.
So, most surprisingly, the extraterrestrial event seems to have occurred only 12,000 years, which is quite recent in astronomy and geology terms. Anthropologists feel hunter-gatherer groups occupied the region and may have witnessed the harrowing space shower. If time travel to Chile isn't your near future itinerary, be sure to just travel outside tonight for a pretty sight. The moon will be above Antares, and may the clouds stay away. And that is this week's whoop. Whoop, fumble.
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Rosanna. There's some interesting stuff that kind of ties into a lot of what Chris was talking about tonight.
Yeah.
So,
And they're talking about meteorites, like the tektites that they found, are the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's right. Yeah.
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 There's a lot of people who say that we're on Mars in the desert. We're not.
Well,
On,
there's
we're not
places
Mars. We're in the
on
desert.
Earth, I've been watching some documentaries and places on Earth, of course, that they actually train and do these things. It'd be kind of neat to visit those places.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And get a sense of what it would be like there, you know.
Just those places. I don't want to go to the other part though. Just there.
No.
That's right. Okay. We got a few international folks here too tonight. So, I want to say hello to Paul there from the UK, and we've got Beatrice on here from Belgium. So nice to have people joining us from around different places as well. So, of course, we love everybody else here too, but so nice to be international a little bit anyway. Okay, let's go from there. Then we're going to go to a bunch of photos now. I've got a few photos to share, which I would normally get each week from your wonderful submissions. And then I've got some contest photos to share as well. So give me a second here. I'm just going to get things brought up here. We have a contest draw to do. So let me share my screen. And we'll start out with a few photos that were sent in to the page. With this one here from Jamie. First of all, Jamie Why Not has sent this one in. He said, this is the crescent moon above some cotton candy clouds.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Taken last Sunday night, she says, at 9 p.m.
Beautiful.
And Jamie sends in this one as well, that last night's waxing gibbous moon through 10 by 50 binoculars. So through binoculars, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
nice.
can get lots of detail through binoculars, see?
That's
Crazy
amazing.
what you can get.
Yeah, people don't understand that. Just invest in binoculars first. Don't buy a telescope yet. Buy binoculars first. Thank you, Jamie, for those. Annette Smith-Wright sent this one in. Sagittarius and the smudge, she said, is my iPhone 12's interpretation of the Milky Way.
Center, yeah.
There's Sagittarius right there. So there's
okay,
the
yeah.
Teapot stands right out.
There's a teapot. Look at that. Tell me that's not a teapot. There's a
It's
handle.
not-
That
There's
looks like a reflection off the water at the bottom, too, no less.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah, very
Milky Way
nice.
there. Good stuff for an iPhone, sure. She
Awesome.
said, this is from the earlier this week back, quote, home, she says, in eastern Maine, which has amazing dark skies. Good
Yes, it
stuff,
does.
Annette.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for that. And Rachel Walker sent this one in of a moon capture for us.
It's
Looks like
awesome.
it's through the eyepiece.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Rachel. Matthew Dupre sent this one in, the moon from last night. There's his moon shot.
Nice grab.
Nice gibbous moon.
Yeah.
And Duckman Arsenault sent these ones in. He said something different here. He said the moon between the branches.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of
For a
nice.
pretty shot.
He sent a couple like that in.
Right on.
Very nice. And nice gibbous moon as well.
There
Yes,
you
sir.
go.
Thanks, Duckman, for those.
Nice.
All I know him by is Duckman because that's how he introduces himself. So.
There you go.
And Jeremy Costain sent this one in with a crescent moon. Ooh, there we go.
Sweet.
Very
Really
nice.
nice.
Mark
Thanks, Jeremy.
looking right at us.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. And Brad Perry sent this one in. This is a surprise. Here's my capture of Thursday night's aurora. So this was a surprise to a lot of people. There was a crack in Earth's magnetic field, let's say, it opened up. And it opened up for a long period of time, like hours. And it let in a lot of solar particles. And this is what the result was kind of unexpected.
Very
It
nice.
was actually supposed to just bounce off us and glance, and that happens a lot too. But for this particular time, it opened up, and I know Tim Doucette in Halifax, sorry, not in Yarmouth, not even in Yarmouth. Where is he, guys?
Quinnan.
Quinnan, thank you. Yeah, in that area, right? Quinnan. He had a time lapse up of some people that were visiting his spot, and they were showing the northern lights there as well. So he says, here's my capture of Thursday night's aurora, or at least as much as I could get through those pesky clouds, he says.
Well done.
This was at 1 a.m. between Durham Bridge and Tamath. So well done, Brad.
You know what though? Those clouds really make the image anyway. I think
They
it
do,
looks
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they make that stand right out. Look at the pillars there. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
that's
Incredible.
a great image. Yeah.
And I mean, we're getting a lot more of this now. We're going to be getting more of it even farther down because the fact is that our sun is going through this. We're coming up out of solar minimum and we're getting about halfway now towards solar maximum. So we're getting a whole lot of sunspots, lots of activity. So we can expect more of this coming. As soon as our nights get a little bit darker too, to be able to enjoy it earlier. That's gonna be nice.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our photos for this week. And from there, I'm not going to stop presenting because I'm going to present our contest photos. So I had asked for people to send me in some photos let me get off, I'll stop presenting here for a second. Okay, I had asked people to send me in some photos of sunrises and sunsets, something to do with the sun, because of our sun going through. It's coming up at a solar maximum. We're coming towards solar maximum, and it's just a great object to be able to capture. And I was sent these two books from our local author, John Reed. And this one's called Learn to Stargaze for Kids of all ages, actually. And it's put out by John A. Reed. John does the 50 Things to See series of books as well. 50 Things to See with a Telescope, 50 Things to See on the Moon. But through the book, we just talked about asterisms tonight, and there is a section here on learning the constellations. So it's not just for kids, but it's an elementary style book, but it's great for anybody who wants to review on what's out there. The pictures are fantastic. There's lots of detail, lots of artwork in it. And this is a pre-release, so John hasn't released this book, I don't think, quite yet. This is just the first couple of the books that are out. So this is one I'm offering tonight. I want to say thanks to John for offering these to us as a donation for sure. You can catch John on Learn to Stargaze on YouTube, and he's also on Facebook as well. So we're going to get at that book, but first of all, we're going to have a look at some contest photos that were submitted. And I kind of ran out of time. I had to cut it off at 60. So that's a big number, I know, but I was getting late in the day and I had to get them all put together. So I apologize for having to cut it off so soon, but we'll have another opportunity for something else coming up in midweek as well. So let me get my documents open here. Just give me a second. This one. Okay, I'm going to start with these. So let's make sure that these come up. Can you guys see that if I share my screen? No, I'm not. Hang on.
No.
I'm going to share my screen first. Okay. So we got a number of these to go through, but I'll try to go through them fairly quickly. I know we're getting late. Okay, this one comes in from Gary Cole, first of all.
Oh, nice.
Capture.
Yeah, very nice sunset.
And
Looks
there's,
like fingers.
yeah,
Nice cloud formation, yeah.
and there's a second one from Gary.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Very nice, Gary. Lisa Ann Fanning sent this one in. Pelicans coming to life, she said, during sunrise in the Outer Banks of North Carolina a few years ago.
Yes, sir.
They didn't have to be recent pictures. I was just looking for pictures of the sun or something to do with the sun. And thank you for that, Lisa. Here's one from Elaine O'Coin. She said the night
Wow.
sky was on fire there.
I guess it
Great
was.
shot, Elaine. Yeah, beautiful. Bev Sharp sent this one in. St. John River from the Walking Bridge.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Man, nice shots.
Michael Powers. July 3rd, he said, at 9:37 p.m. at Glen Levitt, NB, the sky looked like it was on fire. He said, view from our front step, no filter, and check it out, sideways and landscape on your phone. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
crazy.
Caught this one from Brian Robuchot over the Pocomoose, he said, river a few nights ago. Pocomoose, I guess.
Poke through, it just gets through those
Yeah.
the clouds and
It's so powerful, eh? Just punches that.
nice.
Monica Smith sent this one in from Inkerman, New Brunswick. Like that when you get somebody to
Oh,
get an
yeah.
action shot there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Somebody taking a
Yeah.
photo of somebody else taking a photo.
Yeah.
Cecile McLeod sent this one in. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Miss Cecile's. That is Evans. Where's that at? I'm going to keep going here. Hang on.
Oh, I see my
That's,
luggage.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah,
it went.
there it is. Yeah.
My
Evelyn,
luggage, yeah.
this is from there it is right there. Yeah. That's mine. I know that suitcase. This is from Evelyn Eng, E-N-G, Evelyn. And she said, this is my work view, she says.
Wow.
View out
Nice.
the window from work. Yeah, nice.
The beam coming right through the clouds, eh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And a circle cloud straight up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
Maybe that's just a plane circling, trying to get in the airport.
That's
Never
a
know.
Burger King sign.
Looking for luggage.
Yeah. Okay, this one came from Cecile. Cecile McLeod sent this one in. Nicely,
Very
nicely framed there, Cecile.
Nice colors, eh?
Oh,
Burgess Smith from behind the Delta in Fredericton, she said.
look at the reflections. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, beautiful.
Nicely done. Tim Libby sent this one in. Todd's Point from the Bayside Wharf.
Well done, Tim.
Wow,
Beautiful.
great
Yeah.
colors. Matthew Dupre sent this one in for us.
Very nice.
Wow. Nice shot.
From there, we're going to go to Matthew Dupre. We'll go to Bill Underhill. Bill says he sent this one taken from the Deer Island Ferry.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
Nice shot.
From Bill, we're going to this one's an anonymous shot through Gary Cole. He said, an anonymous post taken by a very shy person. They said, if he or she wins, I can relay the prize. There you go. I believe this one is done in Italy, I think.
I was gonna say it's a vacation spot for sure. It's beautiful.
You gonna say, is that the moon or is it a?
Yeah, no, that's
artifact?
that's the moon. The sun and the
Wow.
moon in the same shot. Yeah.
On the
Nice
same
done.
side? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Beautiful.
Really nice, Diane. Angela Michaud sent this one in. One of the many sunsets on the beautiful Tobique River, she says.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
beautiful there.
Wow.
So follow that going up to Mount Carlton.
Yeah,
Ooh.
there you go. Janet McLeod here. Nice shot, Janet.
Very nice.
Nice. Yep.
Lisa Lissard, sunsets and lupins in Rossay, she says.
Oh, look at that.
Opens a gorgeous colors.
A little colorful shot, huh?
Beautiful shot.
Very nice. Lorraine McGowan is next. Sunrise in Hunts Point, Nova Scotia.
So the guy's on fire there too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guys.
And Jill Doucette Kingston sent this one in.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a painting.
Yeah, looks like she caught that on her phone because she's got a little bit of time stuff. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool shot.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Melanie Grimmer sent this one in. Sunset in Hampton.
That's my
Wow.
road.
Yay, there you go.
That is seriously, that is my road.
Right on.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
That's my road.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Beautiful shot.
Melissa Dawn, sunset over Eagle Lake in northern Ontario. Wow. Look at
Wow.
Look at the
I'll
sun
put
punching
down
that one. Can't stop the
Yeah.
sun there, can you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. From there, we're going to go to Melanie Roy, winter sunset in Robertville, New Brunswick.
Oh, winter.
Wow.
Gotta
Yeah.
do it, eh?
Yeah.
It's nice when the snow takes on the color of
Yeah.
the sky.
Okay, from there we're going to Tanya Dempsey. Tanya says,
Wow.
beautiful sky the other night. She's by Big Stop Irving. Wow. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
pretty cool.
Nice.
Crazy. That's a nice shot.
Yeah.
Colors.
Yeah. Rachel Peltier near Campbellton, New Brunswick. Early morning shot. Whoa.
Beautiful.
We get some fantastic sunrises, sunsets.
We definitely do.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
From there, we're going to Stephanie Doiron. Andre and Stephanie, I guess, Doiron. A lonely duck awaiting the rising, he says.
Yes,
There
sir.
we go. You've been not seen, Paul.
Yeah.
Many mornings, the misty
I
mornings.
love it.
Yeah.
Best time of the day.
Chelsea Hooper sent this one in from my mom's house in Hampton, she says.
Wow.
Wow, the colors there.
That's as orange as it gets.
Yeah.
Wow.
It reminds me of the color of the sky when we had all that smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Roland Landry from Charlotte, New Brunswick. Nicest sunset, she says.
Very nice.
Very nice. Christina Armstrong, sunset at I'm going to say this wrong. Aboiteau, Aboito Beach, this past March.
Wow.
Beautiful, eh?
Cool. Wow. From here, we got a shot from Jennifer Corbin of our moon at the setting sun.
Very nice.
Oh, first quarter?
Yeah, first quarter. Yeah.
Nice.
Janice Irving Meek sent this one in. Sunset at French Lake in Lakeville Corner. Cool.
Nice. So we're going
Yeah,
to
I
sit
guess-
in that pier that's out on that dock, eh?
Yeah, yeah. We're over halfway through, guys. We're getting there.
Yeah.
And Anik A. Turbide sent this one in from Indian Island on July the 9th. That's a pretty cool shot.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Very nice.
Kelsey Frazier sent this one in. Sunrise in Tavistock, New Brunswick with the lobster boats taking off. Look at the lobster boats out there.
Oh, yeah.
And the waves. Yeah,
The
pretty cool.
fleet.
Yeah.
Fleet, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really interesting shot.
It is. What would we do without airplanes?
That's it.
So true.
Okay, we get going on from there. Excuse me. We're looking at Becky Kennedy Harding, February sunrise from Anderson Road, New Brunswick.
Wow.
Right there, Becky. Okay, and then
Winter time.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's
What a-
last week, isn't it, up there?
Yeah, probably.
Nice horizon.
This one's from Roxanne Melindy Hancock.
Nice.
Nice wave action there.
Yeah.
This was from BEETY, so BT, I believe it is, or BTI. Beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Out in the water.
Right on the water,
Right
yeah.
on the water, yeah. This one comes from Brandy Berry, sorry.
Wow.
Look at that. Colors there.
Yeah. Fine color there.
And one from Stacy Field. That last one was from Sunset. Hang on now, where we're at? 30. Way back here, 35. I got to get back to the notes I had here. Here we are. It's not that one. No, it's the next one. Here it is. Okay, there we are. Sunset in St. Philip's Beach, Newfoundland. That was from actually. So
Okay.
Yeah, the water action, eh?
yeah. And then we got B photo here. Then Brandy Berry, Sunset Grand Falls, Windsor, Newfoundland.
Yes, sir.
And Stacy Field, I believe, is next. Stacy got this one from Sunrise.
Martello?
Yeah, Sunrise on October from Fort Howe.
Yeah, that's Harbor
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah.
Great color.
Beautiful sky.
And I think we may have seen this one before. Trudy Almonds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she says, "Does it have to be a recent photo? This sunrise isn't happening anytime soon." So she
Never
caught
gets
that one.
old.
No, caught that one at just the right time.
That was a gorgeous capture.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Split rock.
Yeah, Split Rock, beautiful spot. We got this one from Tiffany Clifford. Awesome, Tiffany.
Wow.
Where's that at? Does it say?
She didn't say no.
Okay.
Someone just sent the picture.
Nice field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from Candace Richardson. There you go, colors in the sky.
Yeah, beautiful.
Leanne Cox Toner sent this one in. Some
Wow.
great color there. Some sky on fire there.
Yes, sir.
Christine Williams.
There's Peaceful Light.
Beautiful spot. Peaceful, yeah. You gotta love it when it's just around the calm water like that.
Love the
Oh.
reflection.
This one's from Anne, Angela, as she says as her last name, but I guess it's Angela. But anyway, beautiful photo there. Nicely
Yeah.
framed.
The blue hour, eh? It's gorgeous.
Nicely framed. And Mandy Wagner sent this one in. Excuse me. Those clouds kind of go on forever.
They do. Wow.
Joshua Fraser sent this one in for us.
Yeah.
Yes,
done.
there's the bird flying away there.
Some great shots here.
Yeah.
Shots.
Maggie Bacchus sent this one in for us. Moon
Ah.
at Sunset. There we go.
Way to go, Maggie.
First quarter, Maggie.
Yeah. Now we're going to go to Sherry Isles. Sherry ISLES. I believe it's Isles Howe. She said it was too cloudy to catch the 5-planet alignment last month, but a day or two later I got this one. So there she is at sunrise with the moon, and I believe it's probably Saturn. One of the
Saturn
planets
or
anyway.
Jupiter?
It might be Jupiter, yeah, because it would be
Thinking of
crescent.
bright.
That's
Yeah.
pretty bright, yeah.
Yeah, it's a crescent probably at Jupiter. Yeah, that's right.
Very nice.
Nicely done, Sherry. Julie Warden sent this one.
Oh,
Almost at
pretty.
the end
Oh,
there,
wow.
guys.
It's like waves.
Yeah, just a few more to go.
Pink waves.
Bonnie Jean Seeley sent this one in. Sunrise from Yacht Haven Lane.
Beautiful.
Yes, the water looks some nice colored like that, eh?
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
such a nice reflection.
Wow.
Becca Suzanne sent this one. Sunrise from Kezar, K-E-Z-A-R, Kezar Lake, Maine. And she says,
Wow.
love your site. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Nice shot.
Picture,
Yeah. Now this is Galen Michelle or Michelle Galen. I'm not sure which. Some people use their last name first, first name last. It says sunrise on a chilly March morning in Moncton, New Brunswick. There you go.
Say, it looks chilly.
Yeah. Sure does.
See, it's from Chile?
Yeah.
From-
Chile.
Don't look cold.
This is from Alice McNeil, Turner's Brook, Nova Scotia. Nice.
Beautiful.
And Jamie Bohanon sent this one in. God's paint by numbers, he says.
Oh, yes.
That's something, eh?
Beautiful. Coming up almost to the end here, we have Heather Brown.
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice, Heather. Nicely framed.
Very nice.
Danielle Theriot sent this one in. Look at the colors there. Ooh.
Man.
Step outside and look at that while you're having your evening coffee.
Yeah. The refinery's on fire.
You probably got that a lot, Mike. Yeah.
I did.
Next up is Aaron Blaney. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Nice reflection, beautiful.
Crazy. Yeah, beautiful. And Jeremy Costain sent this one in. He said it's a solar eclipse. Well, that counts. That's the sun. I said anything with the sun, so there we go. So
That's an airplane window?
I'm not sure where he is, but I think that was just the view through his camera. Then we have Amy Way here. My 7-year-old, she says, loves watching the sunsets, and he did a great job capturing the shoot in Sydney, Nova Scotia. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
Good job.
Be a photographer yet, for sure. And I think our final one is here from Jason Melvin.
Yes, sir.
Nicely done. Okay, there's all our photos. What a fantastic group of
Wow.
photos. I
guess.
was overwhelmed by all the responses. It was just it was fantastic to see so many.
Some beautiful shots.
Yeah, some beautiful shots. Incredible.
Gorgeous.
Okay, so we're going to make the draw then for the book, and then we're going to close out our evening. So let's have a look here at this Learn to Stargaze for Kids of All Ages by John Reed. That book is actually available. It will be available on Amazon. I'm not sure if it is yet, but it should be soon. And of course, you can follow John at Learn to Stargaze on YouTube and Facebook. And again, this is the pre-release book. So who would like to draw it?
I got it.
Who's got it? You got it?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, take it back. Okay, there you go.
Here you go.
Okay. Who's the winner?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, where's the music now?
And the winner is
The winner is at least.
oh, winner.
Lisa Lazard.
Lisa.
My card
Lisa
is
Lazard.
everyone's-
There we go.
Mike
Lisa.
Thorne says everyone's a winner, and he's right. They were gorgeous.
Absolutely, yeah, fantastic photos. So congratulations, Lisa. I'll be in touch with how to pick up your book. And that's great. So I've got another contest coming up this week. By midweek, we're going to be talking. We got the supermoon coming up on the 13th, so we're going to talk all about the moon this time around. So I'd like to get your moon shots in when I introduce the new contest, probably tomorrow.
There you go. Jeremy said he shot that shot of the eclipse through eclipse glasses.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
Oh,
That's
really?
what. Okay, I didn't get your notes there, Jeremy. Thank you. That.
Yeah.
Awesome photos there, everybody. Okay, so we're going to close out tonight then, and let me get my notes up for our closeout. I am prepared here, but just there's so many things open. Okay, well, hey, there's our closing notes. Okay, so anyway, in closing then for tonight, we'd like to thank all of you again for your continued support. We'd like to also thank Rosanna once again, of course, for another interesting fun fact segment. Always great to have those. We really do appreciate all of your efforts over the last 136 episodes of our show. 137, I guess, tonight. So, wow.
I gave Paul a computer virus.
We also hope that those of you who have joined us from Rogers enjoyed the program tonight. If you would like more information about the wonders of the night sky, you can find me at astronomybythebay.ca or at St. West Beach, where I'd like to set up. Thank you again to all of our YouTube and Facebook followers as well, who continue to share our broadcast with your family and friends, like the MB Stormer Weather Center, our friend Sean there, Trudy Allman, and everybody else who shares them out for us, Brad, and all those people. Really do appreciate getting it out there to everybody. Remember, we do love getting your photos, so send them in to SNAS, S-N-A-S, or Sunday Night Astronomy Show, at astronomybythebay.ca, and we'll be happy to include them on our next broadcast. Now, we are looking for suggestions for topics for future shows. We're always trying to come up with ideas on our own, but we would like your ideas, please, so send them in to us. We'd like to talk about whatever you'd like. Send them into the same address, SNAS at astronomybythebay.ca, and we'll try to make it happen. And please let your friends and family know that we are here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook, and rebroadcasting on Rogers now to edutain you on the night sky and the astronomy wonders. So for now then, from Mike and Paul and I, we wish you a safe and happy week, everybody. Lots and lots of clear skies. As we like to say, open your eyes to view the skies and keep your scopes pointed up.
Well,
Good night, everyone.